Hi friends, Scott Squires here with Squires Development and Real Estate. We're at the Sofa Guy today with our eye on 805 for you. We're going to talk to business owner and entrepreneur Paul Trent here at the Design Shop. We're going to come on in and take a look at what he has to offer for all the people in the Conejo Valley as well as surrounding areas. Paul was featured this month on the 805 magazine, so we hope you enjoy our vlog as we interview Paul Trent and the Sofa Guy. I just want to welcome Paul Trent to the Eye on the 805. This is our top business feature, and Paul was recently featured in the April edition of the 805 magazine. So welcome, Paul. Thanks so much for being here, and actually thanks for letting us come into your shop.
Oh, thanks, Scott. I appreciate the offer. This is going to be fun.
It should be fun. We've got a few questions for you and just kind of take us through this, but we're trying to be informative about what goes on in the 805 area code as well as within the business culture here. We want to try to push that out to our tribe, and we want people to learn about this shop because I love this place and I want to make sure other people know about it too. Why don't you just start off with a little bit of background, just a little bit, schooling, kind of what you do that way. And
well, I fell in love.
There you go.
And wanted to be an actor. And she was kind enough, Holly was kind enough to allow me to try that until my second child was born and I had to get a job. And so I opened up a design store, which I had no right to do like 23 years ago. But with the grace of God and just a lot of hard work, it's done extremely well. We started in Venice Beach. Venice Beach is where we started.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I moved up here 13 years ago. Shoot, it's 16 years ago. It's Clayton's age.
There you go.
So we've been here for 16 years. And we started out over at the Via Colinas Design Center, right across from the Four Seasons in the industrial area.
Yep.
And well, to be honest, I actually started out in my garage up here. I really did. No kidding. I started out in the garage.
All great businesses start in the garage.
And they kind of said I had to find a spot, so I found a spot.
Yeah.
And then 7 years ago, we moved to this amazing location right here in Thousand Oaks Blvd.
That was one of the things I wanted to talk about. When I first got a chance to experience the Sofa Guy up close and personal with myself, you had a little featured event in your shop over there by Four Seasons, and you had some kids playing music, and it was really nice evening. And then next thing I know, I'm looking around at the furniture and we're sitting on stuff over in there, and you hooked me.
Yeah.
And I know I talk from personal experience, but I'll get to that. Let me table it for a minute and come back to your move to this store here on Thousand Oaks Boulevard. What has that meant for you and business-wise? How has that changed from being over by where you were in Westlake?
We're on the radar now, right?
Yeah.
This place becomes a design studio. It's right here. We're the most beautiful building on. It's a brand new building. Unfortunately, years ago this place burned down, and the new owners did an amazing job of rebuilding it. So we are now on the radar. I've got a staff of 6 people working with me now, as opposed to myself and one other person. So we've just about tripled in size, revenue, projects, and all that kind of stuff since you've been here.
That's exciting. So with the 6 people, could one of those be Holly, your wife?
Could be, yeah.
How is that working with your wife, that dynamic?
As long as I do what she tells me, it's all good,
That's going to score some points for that answer. Very good.
It's great. She's a great partner. 30 years of marriage this year, so no problems, right? That's pretty good.
Congratulations, brother. I got 30 years coming this year too. I'm excited about it. Tell me a little bit about how is it like at the dinner table after a nice day at work with you and your wife? Is that good, or is that a
Well, she does a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff. In fact, she doesn't want to be in front of the house at all because it's not her thing.
Yeah.
So she's strategies and like a CFO, making sure all the stuff gets processed and all that kind of stuff. And also visionary with me. We work over where we're going, what we're doing,
Yeah.
how we're doing it.
You know, and one of the things I've really appreciated about you and your business and the people that work here, everybody is really, really knowledgeable. And when it gets down to certain kinds of fabrics and different kinds of furniture, and I know I've referred you to big people, small people, and it seems like you always walk away, or those people get to always walk away with some kind of idea on something that will work. And I remember at my house specifically, you came over and we outlined something in tape, and you kind of mental image this and that, and next thing I know, I come here and you know, the piece of furniture that we put in that spot has been very, very good. Tell me a little bit, what do you think, tell us a little bit about your customers. Like what, I know you have a wide range of pricing in here, from really, really high end to maybe not as high end. And
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about kind of your customer and price points and things like that.
But we don't really want to turn anybody away because of price, right? And so your life's expensive. This is some expensive product here, but for instance, if someone's coming in here for a college dorm or something like that, I do have some programs where I can find a good value sofa for that person for maybe $800 or $750, or we'll just help them out that way. But primarily our clients are pretty accomplished people around here. We pull them from everywhere. We got a lot of people from Encino. They seem to prefer to come here versus the Valley. So I pull them from Encino. We go from Northridge, Simi Valley, Moore Park, Camarillo, Ventura, Santa Barbara, Malibu, of course, and then this area here. This is our heart. This is really our heart. And we're involved locally with different charities and different school events and stuff like that. So we're part of this community, the Conejo community.
I think that's one of the things that I appreciate as well so much about you and the business is you're everywhere and you're in a lot of things, and you back it up with you walk your talk. And so that's one of the reasons why I think we really wanted to feature a businessman like you in this community. But give us why sofas and why furniture? What's your why about this whole thing, other than you mentioned Holly said, hey, get out there and earn us a living.
Yeah, get a job, right?
Yeah.
It's really kind of things fall in my lap. I didn't become an actor, but I did what I really wanted to do, which was open my own business, right? And I went to school at UCLA for creative things like anthropology and art and history and music and all that kind of stuff. And it seems to work for what I'm doing now. So I put all that stuff together. Why sofas? I don't know, but I know why the name. The name is because when I first started out, I would offer to go to your house. Let me go to your house. I figured I can't tell you what size you need. Let me measure for you. Right. So I go to somebody's house and I knock on the door, and inevitably the husband would answer, or somebody would say, hey, honey, the sofa guy is here. My name was called Welcome Home Interiors. It wasn't the sofa guy. And I said, that's a goofy name, but I think I like it. And I changed it, and it really made a big difference. And sofas are the heart of the home, right?
No doubt.
You start with a sofa and you end with the room. Yeah. You know, and sofas are a soulful spot. Life happens on the sofa, movies and pizza stains and dogs jumping up on it. That's what happens on the sofa. That's the heart, right? So maybe that's why.
I think you hit it on the head. You know, the sofa that we bought, and I think I've mentioned this to you before when we were joking around, but I think my daughter had her soccer team over there. There may be 14, 15 kids on that sofa watching a highlight video of the game. It was really cool, and it's really neat to bring that amount of people together in one room on one piece of furniture and not worry about the furniture at all. Sit on the arm, sit wherever you want, lean on the pillows. I mean, they're all great. So I really, really have loved that. You've got to have, over all the jobs that you've done, all the different homes that you've been in, apartments, condos, everything, there's got to be a couple that are just really, really unique, that really stuck out in your mind. Happy about the design feature and how it all came together. Talk about one of those if you don't mind.
Well, I'll talk about the latest one because it's really out of my element. It's 2 penthouses overlooking Staples.
Well, this is what was featured.
That was what was featured in there.
Yeah, okay.
And I worked collaboratively with the clients, you know, Debbie, Pinky, and it was a blast. We were 2 different penthouses above it. It was a whole nother world because I don't do too many penthouses. This is LA, you know, not a lot of penthouses here. So that was fun to see the visual out there that's floating on top of the sky, right? And you can see the mountains and you can see it's beautiful. So how do you design for that space? Very open space. And that was just outstanding. That's where we added a lot of acrylics, a touch of acrylic, but still
cool.
comfortable.
Yeah, yeah.
We wanted to make it kind of New York chic, but California comfort.
Well, I haven't been inside of it, but I've sure seen the pictures.
Yeah.
And heard you talk about it, and it looks like it's just outstanding. It'd be a lot of fun to be on the sales side of that thing if I could be.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt, right?
But that's not my usual. My usual is let's make a beautiful sofa or sectional for the family room, and that's pretty much our bread and butter.
Well, like you say, here in Thousand Oaks, we don't have a whole lot of buildings over 3 stories tall, so it's hard to find those penthouses. Hey, I want to shift gears here a little bit and just talk about Conejo Valley. Just, why did you and Holly choose to settle here? You said 16 years ago you moved here from Venice, and probably never looked back. Maybe you have. I don't know. Not important. But
No, I pinch myself every day. I drove Clayton to school the other day, goes to Westlake, and I said, another day in paradise. Because I'm not sure about that. He's 16, right?
yeah.
And I said, that's because he hasn't been to enough places. You don't realize this is friggin' paradise. And so Clayton was born. We lived in a 900 square foot house in Mar Vista, right?
Yeah.
And Holly was pregnant, and we either needed to get a bigger house or I was going to live out in the tree house in the back. Couldn't afford one in the Venice area at all back then. This was 16 years ago.
Yeah.
And I said, don't worry, honey, we'll figure something out. Well, my mother-in-law calls me and she says, hey, we're moving. Do you want to buy our house? And I'm like, oh, yeah. Oh, that's done deal. So I look like a hero to Holly. Found a solution, honey. So we moved up here, which was culture shock, actually. My 2 kids, my 2 older kids, they had gone to city schools, magnet schools in Playa del Rey. And what was interesting is they were the minority. So it was kind of hard for us culturally here a little bit, because it's not too diverse, Right. And so that was one of the areas that it took us a little bit. But for business,
Yeah.
great.
Good for you. Obviously, we've all seen changes in our community in, let's say, the last 6 months with fires and borderline and things like that. What's your take on T.O. Strong? What does that mean to you?
Goosebumps,
Yeah.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just grateful my kids weren't there, because they had been there. And I'm just grateful Devin wasn't there and our Bergs weren't there and people in our first, select group. But I tell you, the community, though, getting together, again, goosebumps, because
That's
end of the
exciting.
day, it's just about this, man. It's about being friendly, helpful, helping each other,
Yeah.
being there for each other.
I think, obviously, I'm a dad too, and I have college-age kids, and that was a college night, and same thing. We just thank God every day that our kids weren't there that particular night, and it's so sad for the people that work, and how that worked out.
Yeah.
Have the fires in any way impacted your business at all in the last few months, I would imagine?
It's interesting, because the day of the fire, we got evacuated. And we were over in Lang Ranch, and I texted some of our friends. It was like 4 or 5 different families, and I said, if you know where to go, come here. So we had 3 dogs and 6 kids and 4 couples here. And then all of a sudden we looked across the street, and the wave of fire crested that hill.
Oh, wow.
And we just boom, got out of here as fast as possible. So it affected the showroom. It was very smelly. I had to get special filters and filtration devices out here. Nothing got damaged, thank goodness.
Yeah.
And we got some business out of it, oddly enough. Bittersweet, but everyone's got a good attitude about it.
It's like a refreshing thing almost, right? People probably had some of those kind of things on their minds. It makes it nice. So it's God's way of nudging them a little bit, I guess. Huh?
It is. And you look around, you see all the beautiful flowers, and it's like, okay, there's a rebirth.
Super bloom.
Super bloom.
That's what they're calling it, I guess. Hey, well, I just wanted to say thanks. I think this has been a fun exchange here a little bit, and I just really wanted to encourage people to stop by the Sofa Guy here on Thousand Oaks Boulevard. I would tell you the customer service here, the attention to detail, and the quality of craftsmanship in the products. And I'm speaking from personal experience, is outstanding. And so I just want to thank Paul and his time here. And one of the reasons why we did this is because we have a motto at Squires. It's good, better, best, never, never rest till the good is better and the better's best. And Paul exemplifies that day in and day out, and so does his crew. Come on by here and stop in at the Sofa Guy and say hi, and get a feel for what the 805 experience is all like. Thank you very much.
Thanks, class. That was awesome.